Hello, folks. Dave here again, and it is Monday night. Technically Tuesday morning for me, but Monday night for probably anybody else that'd be watching this. I am back with some Resident Evil 2 remake, and this is one of my favorite games. I absolutely love this game, and I'm really looking forward to the RE4 remake, which is only just a few months away, which is kind of crazy to think about. But today we are going. Hey, Sortellen, how's it going? How you feeling, buddy?
Resident Evil 2.
So we're going to be doing a Claire. I want to give the hardcore run a bit of a break, and I think I also accidentally saved over the Leon file, so all the progress that I made is kind of gone. But we're going to do Claire a standard difficulty, no item box allowed. So this is not going to be a speed run. This is not going to be done in an hour or anything like that. There will be a lot of backtracking to get stuff or to deposit key items. But yeah, it's gonna be kind of fun. So any like key items that we do get, like the diamond key, the heart key, the T handle for the sewers, we're not gonna be able to put those in an item box. So we are going to have to essentially we are going to have to use them all up so that we can actually discard them. Getting better? Oh, I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm really glad to hear that. Getting sick this time of year absolutely sucks. And I remember, sorry, a little frog in my throat there. But I remember, so about this time last year, oh no, it's a few days from now last year, I ended up getting this really bad bacterial sinus infection that, like the entire holidays, because it started like the 21st or something like that, or the 21st or 22nd, and it took like 2 weeks to get over. Um, and it was rough, like for the entirety of the holidays, right up until basically the day before we ended up coming back home. I barely had a voice, and it sucks. Like getting sick this time of year sucks. Haven't gotten the flu in decades. I don't recall the last time I had the flu. It was when I was working at the call center, and that was before we moved to the city. So that place was a bit of a petri dish. But I am glad that you're starting to feel better. Like I really am. All right, so a new game. We're gonna go with Claire and on standard.
Look, man, I'm serious, okay? I saw this with my own eyes.
Oh, I believe you, buddy. I believe you. Just tell us a story. Tell us a story.
Okay, well, it was last Friday night. I was walking home from the bar, and this woman started coming towards me. She was staggering, you know, so
I don't think I've actually watched these cutscenes with the next gen
Okay, tell us beyond
upgrade
a
on
doubt. How many drinks did
or
you
update.
finish?
No, man, I barely had a buzz on.
Oh, come on.
Look, just listen, all right?
Anyway, we're not gonna keep watching it, but yeah, like when the pandemic started, we avoided everything for the first, like, for 2020, 2021, up until the end of 2021 was the first time and it wasn't even like it wasn't a bug. It was a bacterial infection because nobody else caught it. Like my wife didn't catch it, my daughter didn't catch it, our family didn't catch it when we were down visiting. It wasn't a viral infection; it was a bacterial infection. But this year we ended up getting COVID in the summer, and then after like the first week of school, our daughter got sick with something, and we ended up having that, which took over a month for me to fully get over that, which was brutal. Just the sinus infection portion of it, or the sinus congestion. Not really infection, but congestion. You see your sinuses are doing well? Good to hear.
Wait here. I'll check it out.
Alright, yeah, so like I said, no item box, no infinite knife,
Don't come any
and
closer!
yeah, we're gonna see how this is gonna go. We will be getting all of the inventory upgrades because again, we're going to need them. Going to the wall. Thank you. So I also have to be careful with like what weapons that I get. So luckily,
A nightmare.
Claire gets 2 handguns, which only take up 1 slot each, which will be fine. And then the grenade launcher and the submachine gun. So those are the 3 weapons I've been. I'm not going to get the spark shot because I don't need them. It's going to be a bit tricky with the hand grenades though. So I don't quite know what we're going to do with that.
Stop. Gotta keep moving.
So I think what I'm basically going to do
It's like the end of the world.
is I'm only going to have the... I mean, I'm going to have the knife for like the Birkin 1 fight. And the Birkin 2 fight. Actually, I need a knife for the Birkin 3 fight too.
Almost there.
We'll figure it out. You only normally need like 2. You normally only ever need like 2 item slots open for important inventory stuff. Like I said, this is going to be a run where it's not going to be fast. So we're going to be doing a lot of like backtracking and things like that. That's just going to be part of the course here. We are actually going to say we're going to do a few things just to kind of get them taken care of. There's some handgun ammo up here we're going to grab. And I'm going to want to board the windows up. So Claire can board up every window that she needs to, that she comes across. In fact, the ones in like the West office, she technically doesn't need to bother with. But we're going to do that regardless. Ammo management is going to be really important for this. So I'm not going to pick up the grenade launcher. Oh boy. I'm not going to pick up the grenade launcher until... Jeez, I might not do that at all until RPD3. What's going on here? Hey. I was holding the button. So I might just be going with handguns.
Oh my god.
Open up! Hurry! Open up! Open this goddamn door!
Alright, so this guy, I want him to climb over the desk. Because if you do that, then apparently he just stays trapped in the office. Perfect. And we are out of here.
So nobody caused this?
Oh, whoops, I meant to put that in there.
So Elliot was right.
Yeah, we're not out of here yet.
So we're gonna see how this goes. I did no item box once. And I think once we get all the inventory upgrades, it won't be too bad. The key thing to do in these hallways is to kneecap the zombies. Like the police zombies in the next hallway. Whoops. Didn't actually mean to pick that up, but that's fine. Pick up some handgun bullets here. Okay, we got him. Got him.
Shit.
Holy crap.
Oh no.
I wish my knees were as strong as this guy's. Okay, well, if I wasn't convinced I had him before, I definitely am now. Here we got Ned Flanders and Marge Simpson. Now, I was actually playing this a bit earlier today, and I always thought that the rapid reloader, or the speed loader, because it shows bullets in it, and like any other like magazine thing that you get, gives you a free reload. This doesn't. So I was like saving it. Alright, so I think with this guy we're going to want to go for headshots too. Come on, friend. I got a surprise for you. Okay, yeah, he's dead. Oh, actually, I learned that it doesn't matter which way you start the rotate the combination safe. The only thing that matters is that you alternate between left and right. So that's good to know. So that office is cleared out. Like, so there's going to be a lot of running around. Which one? 102. Okay, yeah, I definitely can't do that. Oh, hey, buddy. Oh, it's both of you, huh? Aw.
What the hell is up with you?
Aw. Look, they found love. I was instinctually going to go for the inventory.
What the fuck?
Whoa. Alright, we're just gonna do that for now. Oh, and where did you go? Oh, I see you there.
You asshole.
Yeah, you tell him, Claire. Oh, he's just dead? Okay. Finally got some sleep today. Oh, look, that's usually a good sign, right? Ooh. Oh my god, we did it! Oh, that's the first time I ever got a pattern that was literally just going up and then down. That was awesome! Okay, this is going on YouTube for sure. I want there to be reference of that. That was awesome. I was always like, to me, that was always like the mythical sequence, right? Like, there's no way I'm actually gonna get that. And then, as it turns out, I did. Oh yeah, you're still alive. Excuse me. Okay, so we are going to be getting the machine gun, the submachine gun, as Claire. But it's going to be... It's not going to be right yet. I'm just doing this to get it out of the way.
What was that?
I'm sure it's fine. Alright, so this guy, you don't actually need to, like, explode his head. If he falls down, before, yeah, so he will not be getting back up. We'll grab another inventory pouch. Some more bullets.
Claire, it's Marvin. How fast
Hey, Marvin.
can you get back here?
Why? What's up?
Pretty quickly. I mean, I'm not going to, but I can do it pretty quickly.
Alright, I'm on my way.
Gotta take care of some things first here, Marv. Alright, where is Eleanor? She's right at that ladder.
Bitch. Damn it.
Yeah, I see you there playing dead. You're being coy. Okay, now she's gone. We're gonna take this guy out too. Good lord. Please die, thank you. Now we're actually gonna pick up a second knife because we're going to want multiples. Fish scorpion, I guess perfume bottle. I still call this a water jug because it still looks like water pouring out. But to each his own. Alright, so this guy here, hypothetically, should just keep doing what he's doing as long as we don't touch the ladder. Of course, earlier today, I was... So, I've had it before where he just wouldn't do anything. Like, he'll just continue to eat. And then I've had other instances where he ends up getting up, and... So I don't quite know. No, you go back to... You enjoy your meal there, friend. Okay, and again, because I'm waiting to get the submachine gun for the RPD-3 when I come back from the sewers, I'm not picking up the book. I said, I'm not concerned with clear time here. Like, I'm not going for a record or anything. This is more of a challenge run, so... But there are certain things, again, that we just kind of have to do. Clear up our inventory. The one thing that's a little scary is that I can't hoard healing items. Oh, right. But yeah, I want the two knives for the Birkin fight. I could have picked up the second knife a little bit later, but should be fine. I'm also actually going to pick this up because I can combine it with some other stuff. And he pours out perfume. Listen. It looks like a water jug to me. Water splashes when it pours out. I mean, to me, it looked like a liquid coming out. Like, it looked like it was tipped over and there was a liquid coming out. Perfume is usually in aerosol form. And that was not in aerosol form. Alright, yeah, we're gonna wait on the grenade launcher, too. That's gonna be a little scary. Hey, Marv. Whoop.
Hey, Marvin. This is bad. I've got zombies everywhere. Marvin? Marvin, are you there? Marvin? God, you gotta be kidding me.
Also, I love the sweet fanny pack that Claire's alternate costume has.
What the hell is up with you?
I mean, we're never coming back in this room with Claire. Hold on. Okay, I actually do want a flash grenade.
Bastard.
So as you can see, our inventory is already getting rather full. So that's why I don't want to do things like pick up the, like, the gunpowder and stuff. That's all gonna have to essentially be things that I come back for. Oh, you're still alive. What am I at for... Oh, I got plenty of... There, let's put you out of your misery, friend. Yeah, so I want a flash grenade for the liquor in the above the library. Because again, even though I can always easily run past them when I'm playing this off stream, every time I have video proof, it always friggin' tags me. So. Alright, we're gonna board up one more window. So again, you can see, like, we're already pretty crunchy for our inventory. I'm actually gonna take this second flash grenade just in case I accidentally use one defensively. Oh, your friend disappeared.
Oh no.
How are... Okay, I need to take him out. Because when I come back here and there's going to be a liquor and Mr. X and all of that nonsense. Also, our lady cop is awake. Alright. Again, I don't have the... Okay, I am actually going to pick these up because I don't really want to come back up this way.
What the hell is that?
It's a rough way down the stairs. Yeah, well, works for me because I never have to worry about her again. You're did I not like double tap him just to be sure?
You asshole.
Okay. Like, I was positive. I was positive that I took another shot to make sure he was dead. Anyway. Alright, here we go. And we just go out and then come back in because that way the bookshelf will not fall over. Okay, nope, that didn't work. But I still got out, so I'm cool with that. Okay, yeah, he's still eating. We'll equip the more damaged knife first. Alright, here we go. I'm also not expecting this to be a deathless run. I'm not going to save. Because this is standard, there are pretty decent autosaves. But I gotta save the grenade for coming back. Because I would like to have all the grenades for Birkin 4. But of course we'll have to see how that goes.
Words ain't gonna cut it with this freak. This thing's gotta go down.
Thank you. Alright, there we go. That was relatively easy. We still have a defensive item. We got those, which... Yeah, shoot, because I need to pick up a... I want all the grenades I can get, so I kind of need to pick one up now. Alright, well, the knife was basically... Let's see, because when I come back for the sewers, there's a knife in the Birkin 2 fight that I can pick up. There's a knife in the safe deposit box I can get. And there's a knife in the nest, so... Alright, I'm not going to throw it away just yet. But, like I said, I am picking up the grenade. Got plenty of ammo, which is good. Nearly 2 full stacks. Alright. Oh, actually, we have more than 2 full stacks. Alright. You didn't see that coming even with the big eye? Alright, what can we do here? So I'm going to be picking up the other handgun.
You got it!
And the other handgun's going to be the primary weapon that I use.
So, what's your mom like? She works at a
Largely due to the fact that it's a laser sight, so like you see, when you see the crosshairs focus like that, you actually do more damage with your shots. If you're using the laser sight, you're always doing like max damage. So it's considered to be like a focus shot.
Dad.
Worked with my mom.
Okay, so I need 1 for the gun. Key. Yeah, because I need to use the key, the diamond key up to completely. Ooh boy. Okay, I can drop some ammo if I really need to.
Both of my parents are gone. It's just me and my brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. Over there!
I can also use the flashes on Mr. X.
It's closed.
Okay. Key card first. Then that asshole gets what's coming to him.
And I gotta hold off on picking up the flame round back there, which I'd almost love to do it now. But it's just gonna take up a whole other inventory slot, and I don't really want to use the fire grenades until I'm in the lab. Whoops, right here. So I gotta be honest, I'm pretty sure I did the, I'm pretty sure the no item box run that I did was with Leon. Okay, this liquor will always run away. So I don't have to worry about him. And that's just a white powder I'm just gonna have to, or white gunpowder that I'm just gonna have to live without. Alright, so once you aggro the liquor, the zombies will not burst out of that room. However, if you don't aggro the liquor in here, then that zombie will actually come out of the room and go down the hall. What the hell? You're both supposed to be on the wall. Why aren't you on the wall? Why do things not work consistently when I'm on stream? Okay, there we go. Now the key here is just to keep walking. I know when I was first trying this out, I was struggling with the with like the liquors starting to attack me, and that's because I thought I had to go like super slow. But if you do that, like they're listening for your footsteps, so if you move too slow, then they'll catch up to you. Their hitbox will bump into yours, and then they will become aggressive. All right. Okay, so I'm actually not going in that room, but I need to get rid of this key. And who's there? Alright, so we're good there. We will never be returning to that section.
Must be where that guy came from.
Now, I also will be getting like I said, the grenade launcher, probably on, oh, I should be using this, probably on, I'm going to see how far I can go with just the handgun. But on my way out of this section, I will be getting the upgrade for the grenade launcher. Okay, so... Alright. I'm going to be using up the 7 shots at least with the zombies upstairs, so I'm not too worried about that. I need 3 inventory spots. I need 4 inventory spots. Alright, so I'm not coming in here yet. Again, I'm saving that for RPD 3. So that's basically when I go into the sewers and then come back. That's when I'm going to... that's when I'm going to be getting the, what do you call it? Submachine gun. Alright, so we're going to use the flash grenades, or we're at least going to have the flash grenades to use. Just tell me you're, like, right here. Yep, okay. Yeah, no, I see you there, you. My god, these things just won't die. I mean, I guess that's kind of the point, right? But holy heck. Well, that freed up an inventory spot at least. Oh yeah, there's a knife here too if I really need it. Would think Raccoon City might have an acid rain issue. Well, wasn't the 90s like that period of time where acid rain was like an issue? Was that like the 80s and 90s? Alright, we're gonna get our first Mr. X encounter. Come on.
Shit.
Jesus. Alright. Bing. Oh. Late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so this sequence I'm not overly looking forward to, because I gotta get the... So I can get the extended mag for the pistol I'm using. I need to get the inventory increase as well. Okay, how are you gonna open the door? Quizzically? Dude, why does this always... Come on. Alright, let's get this. 6 to 11. Okay, so right now Mr. X is in patrol mode. Problem is I don't know where he is. And that's problematic. You have a Calvin Hobbes comic strip where the kid was bummed because someone put acid in his rain. Yeah, Calvin Hobbes is friggin' awesome. Alright. Excuse me, sir. You're kidding me! That guy is still freaking alive. Holy hell. Oh. How the hell is that guy still alive? Whoops. Okay. Well, I survived all that, which I'm actually quite amazed by. Alright. So we're going to grab that. We are going to grab this grenade. Now, Mr. X usually will teleport to be near here. There he is. Bye. Stay there, Marvin. Okay, you enjoy your meal, good sir. I'm gonna have to deal with him when I come back. because I'm not grabbing the book until I come back from the sewers. And now that I climbed the ladder, he immediately, you see, he's standing up there. But I would rather wait and do that when there is no Mr. X. Whoop. Alright, so we're doing better than I was expecting. I'm not going to pretend that some of that isn't absolute luck. But we've actually we're pretty good on inventory. Like I said, we're going to have to come back for the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher and the submachine gun. Oh. Now, Mr. X's sound, like his footsteps always, like the sound effect always plays when you're in this area. But I find more often than not, he's just like not here. Now, he might be, because that sounds a little bit louder than normal. Yeah, I don't like where you're at. We had like the world's most indestructible zombie in that friggin' hallway. Alright, like I said, this is not a speed run. This is a no item box run. So, in an ordinary run, I'd probably be in the, I'd probably be almost done the sewers by now, actually. But there's going to be a lot of backtracking. Oops. So the other day, stop that, I meant to, the other day I was, my wife wanted to try this game out, and she's like, you know, would you be able to guide me through an, because it's like, you know, you can do, like, you can play it with, like, the infinite items, right, like the rocket launcher and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, that's just, that's called New Game Plus, right, it's a legitimate speedrunning category. And she's like, well, do you think you'd be able to guide me through the game? I was like, yeah, I think so. So I, whoops. There we go. So I decided to like try to guide her through a clear playthrough, and I was expecting, because it was the first time she's ever played it, right? So I was expecting to, or I planned to be running her through on assisted. So I had things like autosaves pretty much, you know, factored in, a larger inventory factored in. And she's like, well, why can't I try it on hardcore? It's like, that's the highest setting. Like, there's less inventory, because you only get 3 possible inventory upgrades in that game. On hardcore, I should say, that difficulty setting. And there's no autosave, so if you die, you go back to either the very beginning of the game, or the last time that you did save. So you'd have to save manually, using ink ribbons, which is only a certain amount of, but she got through it. She got through it deathless, too. I was actually really impressed with that. sure is, Sherry. But it was stressful. uh, it was stressful.
Go away!
The one place where I was almost convinced that she was gonna get at least one game over was during this sequence. But she actually didn't. She made it through. But luckily, like, I played the game so much with the infinite rocket launcher. Like, so for example, like the sewers with the G-adults, it was really easy to tell her kind of like where to go. Like where to stop, and then aim your rocket launcher.
It's all over now. Doors locked.
Locked.
Where are you? Show yourself. I know you're in here. The longer it takes me to find you, the worse it's gonna be.
That's okay. I'm playing this on standard now, so he's blind as a bat.
Oh God. Oh God.
Bitch has gotta be here somewhere. God damn it! Son of a bitch.
No more. No more. Please.
This is your last fucking chance.
Look, I'm right here. I'm literally standing. What else do you want from me?
Oh, fuck. It burns. Fuck is my key? Nice.
You what?
See you.
Oh good, she actually pushed her way through the door this time. I don't know why, like, I really don't know why, but for the last few times I've played this through, she always just, like, gingerly pushes her way through the door, like, taking forever.
I'm coming in, Sherry.
I'd rather you didn't.
Get over here, you little bitch.
Oh, that was that section. I wish you could get away with standing up like that on hardcore. I think you still technically can, but it is a lot more precise. Alright, so we're going to switch back to the knife in case I need it. We are mostly going to just be running past the dogs and hoping that that works. We're also going to be leading Mr. X on a bit of a game of Ring Around the Rosie. Alright. You know what? I'm coming back here anyway. Alright, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go back up and grab that single green herb. Because I'm coming back anyway, so, like, I don't mind taking an extra little detour to come back for the upgrade for the, what do you call it? The grenade launcher. There. So we'll get the defense boost in the case that the dogs start tagging me, which they very likely will. I do have a flash grenade if I absolutely need it. You again.
You again?
Hey, what happened to your hat? I probably should have picked up that other green herb. I was right there, but I forgot to. So there's that. Okay, so yeah, we got to go on sort of a big old loop to trigger these zombies to come out, so I can just run another big old circle. Oh, hello, Mr. X. Nope, no thank you.
Looks like the only way forward.
Alright, the dog section. This is not going to be fun. So, if I don't make too much noise, she won't turn around and see me. Excuse me, puppies. Please don't do that. Okay, this is a little risky. Ooh! Didn't care for that.
Fuck you!
Claire.
It's gotta be the
We're
orphan.
just gonna serpentine just a smidge here. Okay, I'm actually really surprised that worked. Of course, now I have 2 healing items that I kinda don't want. That should be okay.
Hello? I have the pendant!
Alright, here we go. I'm not in caution, so I don't think I'm going to be able to trigger the audio bug, but I'm going to go for it.
Sherry? Where are you?
Claire!
Sherry? I'll be right there! Go, go, go!
Claire! It's behind you!
Don't stop!
Hurry!
Keep going.
I think I missed it.
Claire, are you...
Yeah, I missed it. Oh well. I just missed it. I got hung up, whoa, oh, those are those bullets, huh? I got hung up, like, right on the, at that one spot, and that's all it takes. Okay, I am taking you, because I'm gonna want you.
Sherry?
It sucks, because, like, I've done it a couple of times, like, playing through just normally. And essentially, so what it is, like, the dialogue of, like, go, 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 and then,
Like shit.
like, hurry and keep going, like, if you get to the elevator before Claire finishes all of those lines, then when you take control again, the dialogue of that gets played again, overlapped with the like Sherry's her daughter. So it just and you like if you have the subtitles on, you see like Sherry's lines pop up, but you don't hear them.
Here? Hold on, Sherry. I'll be right there.
That was cool. Oh, thank you. The dodging the dogs. They're really sketchy. Oh, crud. Oh no, Claire has to deal with another G adult if she goes to use the handle. Which I don't know if I really want to do. That handle might be a permanent inventory item. But we were about to get the ultimate in zombie killing weapon upgrades. And I always forget this one. 2, 12, 8. Yeah, so the dogs can either be like completely free or they can absolutely wreck you. Alright, so we're switching to the enhanced ammo. So basically, that upgrade is the equivalent of Claire getting a Magnum. So if we... headshot, it's likely... Whoops. Assuming we don't miss. There we go. It's going to result in a headshot. Now that was actually... I missed 2 shots, which sucks. So I'm going to grab the key. Part of me almost wonders if I should just do this section now. I have 2 defensive items. Yeah, alright, you know what? I'm gonna try it. Worst case scenario, I do have a poison heal.
Okay. This place is creepy. Oh, Jesus. They're everywhere.
Okay, so I gotta run past this guy on the left. And then this guy on the right. Oh, okay, nope, run, 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 run. Okay. So the hitboxes on their grab is ridiculous. Like completely and totally ridiculous. You can be well past them. And they can still 100% grab you. Alright, so this guy's going to fall off once we go down here. But if we're fast enough, we're not getting the spark shot. So as long as we're fast enough, we can lock him in forever. There, take a delicious drink of coffee. Yeah, I don't think... So this is actually my first real attempt at Claire with no item box. And with the Leon no item box, I think I was on assisted. And so what I had, I just had the shotgun and the Matilda. I didn't get the shoulder stock for the Matilda. Alright, where are you? Can I get you to sink down? Oh, no, 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 no. Come on. Thank you. Now, hopefully you're not in the way. You don't appear to be. Awesome. That was the best possible luck that one can hope for in this section. So this guy, again, we could just do the same thing. We're just going to climb up here. Wait for him to noodle his way down. Noodle. Alright, we're out of here. So that's what I was saving my defensive items for, the knife and the flash grenade. So, what I'm actually going to do, because again, this is no item box, and not a speed run, we're going to put those plugs away. It's not a petting zoo. So for me, that was the scariest part of the sewers. Now, I kind of hate that I'm stuck with the... I might... So actually what I might do now is I might be able to use the handle up now because I actually have defensive items left. Because in the Leon scenario, where you go once you to use like the last spot for the T-bar handle, which is right above where you pick up the key. There's only zombies there for Leon, so they're really easy to deal with. Okay, I'm actually gonna pick you up now. But I have the defensive items that I need to get past him if I absolutely need to. And I think I can actually bait him out with the... because he does like the football tackle thing. Ooh, okay. Oh wait, there's gonna be, there's an inventory increase coming up. I've been playing so much hardcore that I'm not used to the inventory pouch being here. Okay, just take care of you. There we go, already feeling much better. Because I need you. What? I should have just taken the hit there. I don't know why I didn't. Ooh, boy. That's not ideal. But I think I still only need one defensive item to get past him anyway. Oh, shoot, no, but I'd have to come back. Okay, no. The T-bar is just going to be a permanent fixture in my inventory. It's just going to be a permanent fixture. Yeah, the G-adults are nasty. Absolutely nasty. We still got to sneak past that first one, but that's really not going to be an issue because we can just get him to noodle his way down. Alright, so we're going to be picking up 2 items that are going to be taking up 2 inventory spots each. Actually, no, you know what? On my way back down, I'll do the thing so I can use the T-bar handle. We're going to have to put Marvin out of his misery, too. Actually, I don't technically have to get the grenade launcher until the nest. Because if you don't pick up the grenade launcher here, when you get to the nest, it'll be in the room where you take Sherry into. Maybe that's what I'll do, because I don't really need it for the Birkin fight. Sorry, Marvin.
I'm sorry.
Okay, now I don't know where this guy's gonna be. Oh, there he is. It's gonna be a lot of out of my way and running around. So actually, what I might do here in a couple of minutes is take a quick break. Yeah, so I'm not gonna get the. Oh, those are my footprints. Jesus. I was like, is that Mr. X? It shouldn't be, because he's dead. But I am going to get the upgrade for the... I'm going to get the upgrade for the grenade launcher, so I'm going to have to go out of my way to pick that up. But yeah, let me just... I'll get to where the film roll is. Whoops. See, I don't mind having healing items for the Birkin fight. Because I'm fairly certain I'm going to get tagged. Dude, that other zombie still... Jesus. These are some of the most indestructible zombies I think I've ever seen. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I did forget that she was there. Okay. Well, I've got healing. There's a first aid spray. That's fine. You can bite me. You can bite me. Alright, so when I get to the STARS office... When I get to the STARS office, that's where I'll take the, that's where I'll take the break. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to get the, I forgot to get the STARS badge. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Alright, yeah, so I'm going to take just a quick break. Just a quick bathroom break, stretch my legs. And I will be back in just a couple minutes. And then we'll go get the frickin' badge so I can get the gun. And then we shall continue. So I will be right back. Alright, we are back, so I'm just going to stay in caution for now, because Claire does run faster while in it, because I don't know where the liquor is. There he is, okay. But yeah, we need to get the, we need to get the jewel box, to get the badge, to get the machine gun. There we go. There's been quite a lack of critical hits. Whoops. That's alright. There's not really too many more that I actually need for that. And so you guys are still actually dead, right? Like, tell me I at least killed a zombie in here. Okay, we're gonna be picking up a little bit more machine gun ammo. Oh. And that's boarded, right? Yeah, okay. Pretty sure that I boarded that up. There's another white gunpowder here that we're gonna pick up. But I'm actually gonna use this one with the, Alright, let's just get 2 full stacks of ammo here. Mass Effect Legendary Edition's part of the PlayStation Plus games this month? Oh, okay. So that's just like, that's like Xbox Live Gold, right? Like you can just, hi Liquor. Like you can just get that, right? And once you have it, you have it. Oh. Total pro that I am, I forgot to mute my phone. Oh. Yeah, so, okay, so you just responded to the email about the D&D thing Sunday. So I think, I was actually going to send a message out earlier today, and I forgot, because I do that sometimes. I have a good memory when it works. But I think we're going to go with 5e. For a couple of reasons. Number one, Rime of the Frost Maiden, we're almost at the end. There's a possibility, not a great possibility, but a possibility that we might be able to wrap it up this session, and if not, then the next session we would for sure. Or most likely for sure. There's possible that there could be up to 2 more after the next one. And I gotta be completely and totally honest, I have not been reading the Savage Tide Adventure Path enough to feel comfortable to run it. It's just a lot of stuff kind of came at me all at once in the last little while. Alright. Alright, so we're starting to do a little better here. And you know what? Take a shortcut. Well, you're just right there, aren't you? Need to level up your 3.5 character. Yeah, it's just like the 3.5 game has got so much more life left in it. Because I think you just finished the 3rd? I think you're about a quarter of the way through the adventure.
This does not sound like Chris.
And I'm still trying to think, like, figure out exactly what I want to do with second edition as well. So we actually got to come back this way. Actually, you know what? Let's actually take this gunpowder. Because I want to have a full stack of acid rounds, and that will just about do it. That's good enough. Now, there shouldn't be anybody up here. Are you... Oh, yeah. I didn't kill him, so that's fine. That's actually fine. I did not... I did not kill him. Or even think that I killed him. Okay, we got lots of machine gun ammo. I still have the knife. Yeah, I do. Okay. Now, I don't exactly want to give up the knife. And I guess the other question is, do I want to, God damn it, I forgot the badge again. Do I want to be able to get the T-bar out of my inventory? I think I do. I think I do. So I'm actually going to grab the first aid spray here. .5 is pretty easy. Yeah, I mean, 3.5 is really pretty simple to get your... to kind of get the gist of, especially if you're playing any of the other, like, D20 system versions of D&D. It's more like the, the subtleties about it sort of thing, like getting used to the way that, like, base attack works, and... like the multiple attacks, the different, feats and all that good stuff. Alright, so actually I want a shortcut. That to there. Oh wait, did I not pick up... That's right, I did not pick up that grenade. Well, now I am. Whoops. I swear I know what I'm doing. Alright, so I got plenty of ammo for the Birkin fight. I'm going to be able to get another full heal. I'm going to have to use a heal here very, very soon, but I think... Again, I'm going to save it in case I get grabbed by the G-monster as I try to run past it. Because, like I said, he's going to go for, like, the football tackle maneuver, but I think I can just back up and he'll just slap the water. Okay, awesome. We can get rid of that friggin' handle. Now, there is some ammo down there, but I think it's just for the handgun, so I'm not too fussed over it. So we're taking a bit of a long way to get back. And you know what? You know what I realized I just forgot to do? Forgot to pick up the chest piece. I'm good at this game, I swear. I mean, I did Claire Deathless Hardcore, right? Like, it's not like I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Now, I don't know where this guy's gonna be. He's right there. Yeah, that's alright. That is quite alright. Okay, that's fine, because that G monster is going to be real easy to get by a second time. And I can still pick up a knife at the Birkin fight. Just got away from the noodle. And he's noodling. Alright, we're ready for Birkin. Oh, you know... Oh, Jesus, hell. I also forgot to get the upgrade for the other upgrade for the grenade launcher. So I guess we're going without it. I'm not going back. I'm not going back to the RPD again, so... All it really lets you do is just take, like, an aimed shot. So I'm just gonna rely on... Just gonna rely on the damage from my submachine gun.
On my way.
We're gonna get another full heal here. And I'm actually gonna save. I should be able to take one hit and get knocked into danger, he says optimistically. So if I can get knocked into to danger, that's when I'll do the first heal. Which will be one that involves the blue herbs. And this is Sweat to the Oldies, volumes 1, 2, and 4. So again, with the Birkin thing, what you want to do is just see this hose here. You just want to go on the, have that on your left side, just kind of run around, and then go directly underneath that fan. And then you shouldn't be able to hit us. And then we'll just let this play out. See, again, like, this is actually my first time doing this with Claire, so I don't have a good route for her. Alright. Come on now. That's enough. Here we go. Birkin 2.
Should have known you wouldn't die.
So if you aim at him, he'll usually do that. Going down? Alright. We need to knock him down 3 times. might, but we're not quite there yet, Cherry. Or, Claire. Oh, okay, actually, I can't believe this has been... Well, it has been damageless. That's a lie. I'm in caution mode. But I'm surprised I didn't take any damage from him. Holy hell. Alright, let's just... We're gonna have to use that. Honestly, right now, it might actually be a good thing that I only... I didn't get the upgrade for the... That I didn't get the upgrade for the, grenade launcher.
Ned said her lab's not far. Wait, that cable car.
But we are almost there.
Hold on, Sherry. You're gonna be fine. Almost there, Sherry. We're almost there.
Almost there. So that was kind of like the ideal Birkin fight, because you really do want to manipulate his AI.
Okay.
And normally, like I said, if you're back a certain distance from him and you aim your weapon at him, it will trigger him to do that like jumping attack, which is what you want because that's the easiest one to dodge. It also exposes his eye on his back. Okay, I do have a flash grenade.
I'm getting you treatment. Just hold on, Sherry. It's okay.
Part of me kind of wishes I was doing this unassisted. Because unassisted, there's going to be less IVs that appear. But I should be able to manipulate them.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors. Welcome to Nest. Enjoy your visit.
So, no item box yet. Ruh-roh. Alright, goodbye, knife. Alright, what are we gonna do here? Okay, we're gonna use the crap out of the pistol. That's what we're gonna do. Actually, we might use some grenades in here.
Our menu is designed for your nutritional needs using our latest biological research. Please enjoy our tasty selection of healthy foods.
Because I do want a knife for Birkin 3. But I can do that. I can come back and get that. So I'm hoping that our friend is in the corner investigating. Oh boy, alright. How much am I gonna need this pistol ammo? I don't think I am. Because I do absolutely want flame rounds. Mass Effect was exclusive on the Xbox. First one was Xbox and PC, and then I think 2 was on. Okay, just a second here. I got to make sure that I stick to the side of that. Okay, yeah. The first one I think was Xbox and PC, and then the second one was on like the PS3, Xbox 360. And I think that was on PC as well. And then you had the I'm gonna be using a couple of flame rounds here, so that'll free up a spot. And then Mass Effect 3 was available on like the 360, PS3, and the Wii U. And it was kind of weird that the third part of the end of the trilogy was available on the Wii U, but none of the other ones were. I can't remember if they had, because like I know with Dragon Age Inquisition, you couldn't actually port a save file over. Okay, that's loaded, that's loaded, that's loaded. All right. You couldn't port a save file over. I've also got way too many heals on me. But that's fine. We're gonna free up some spots here.
Seriously. Son of a bitch.
Oh, that's not the one I wanted. That's fine. That's fine. Well, that should absolutely guarantee that he's dead. I think you said that you had it on the Wii U.
Damn it.
Okay, down you go. Thank you. Please burn. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna have to get rid of some of these heals. But yeah, so anyway, Dragon Age Inquisition, there's a website you can go to, which is still active as far as I know, where you could make the decisions. Oh, actually, no, that's right, that's right. What they actually did was they had, it was like a webcomic. Sort of, not like a webcomic, but like a motion comic. And you could make decisions there. That's right. Okay, I do want to keep a sub-weapon on me. I'm trying to store the grenades, so I think what we're going to do... I can't use that at all, can I? Because I need to pick up another grenade here. Alright, we're just going to have to throw that away.
Oh no.
Come on. We need to categorize all this stuff. Okay, I think that got both of them. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay. Okay, I almost don't need the flash grenade anymore.
Manual mode engaged. Adjust amount of
Worst case
ammunition
scenario,
to
this turns into a
maximum.
one item box run. Which I don't want to do, like I do want to go through it as far as I can, but... I'm also not that far removed from being able to get an inventory, the last inventory increase. Alright, okay, I can pick that up on the way back. That's fine. We're gonna use just a smidgen. Oh, okay. Shoot! I keep getting the wrong... Alright, you guys. Okay. He's dead. Oh, his arm's kind of in the... Whoops. I'll take the hit. Well, I can justify using a healing item. Okay. I'm gonna be extra sure because these guys have been doing a lot of playing dead today. And just to be on the absolute safe side that the liquor's not going to be aggro immediately, I'm just going to pop back out. Alright, and in we go. Okay, there's actually a skip that I want to try. I don't know how well it's going to work. But basically, if you just, like, run against this wall and look up... Okay, that actually worked. Cool. Well, at least I should free up the pistol ammo inventory here real soon. Come on. Thank you. A surprising lack of critical hits here. God, those acid rounds are not the greatest, are they? Alright, so we're gonna use that up. I think we're gonna get rid of it's risky. I do have the hand grenades if I absolutely need them. Let's grab a little bit more handgun ammo. Alright, no item box so far. Murph. Just set that up now. I swear to God, if this guy's alive again. Yeah, okay, I'm in fine. Okay, good. They're both where. Oh, actually, there are knives I can pick up too. Because I'd like to have two. Oh, I don't like this. Okay, we're okay. What mode am I on? The guy took like so this is standard. It's standard, but the game does have like the difficulty adjustments. So the better you play, the harder the game gets, which includes things like zombie health. So right now, I'm pretty sure that my difficulty adjustments is probably up to like, if not max, near max.
My parka.
Cooling complete.
I love how like the lickers, their sound of them attacking constantly plays, but the second we go back out here, they're going to be in a completely different spot. I am also going to go into the little hallway thing there. Or the save room. Because there is a white gunpowder that I want to turn into machine gun ammo. There's flame rounds, I believe, in there as well. And there's a knife, so I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do all this. Okay, we'll start with the I don't need to run in here, but I shoot. Oh, we're just gonna have to deal with that, I guess. Because I'd rather have the knife. Okay, so once I use this, it resets everybody in that room.
Dispen-
So much for the weed infestation.
Warning. You have dispersed a dangerous solution without authorization. Your actions pass law, and you may be subject to disciplinary measures.
Whoops. How the hell did that miss? Well, at least I hit the other guy. See, I don't really mind if I use up my flame rounds here. I mainly just want them for the IVs. Alright. So we are going to take that because I'm going to make some acid rounds with it. And we're doubling back for the final inventory upgrade, so that'll relieve the pressure a little bit. And we really don't, yeah. We will use the acid rounds and the fire rounds in the Birkin 3 fight if we absolutely need to. And we might. We very well might. So I still want to have them. The acid rounds will stun Birkin for a short period of time. And the fire rounds do much better damage than the acid rounds. But over a period of time, again, I want to hug this wall, because if that door opens, there are zombies in there. Oh, how the hell did you get in there? Okay, well, hold on. How did he get in there? Come on.
Shit!
Come on, dude.
Son of a bitch. What the hell is up with you?
He should not have been able to do that. So he didn't shoot the deputy, but got the sheriff, yeah. Something like that. How the hell did that guy... Because they don't have bracelets, they can't open doors. Alright, 2 knives for Birkin, so that's good. No, let's go with... Yeah, that is so weird. Alright, so I'm probably gonna dump the, I might dump the handgun bullets, we'll see. We'll see, because I can make one more batch of, machine gun ammo, and I only need it for Birkin, like, that's the last person that I need it for.
I got antiviral agents soon.
This Birkin. We're gonna have 8 grenades, so I missed one somewhere. Because I think there's 9. Alright, so we're done with you. Again, no item box. I'm going to pick up this. Because you can make a red and blue herb. A concoction that it gives you your defensive boost. And I'm going to put that on right before I start the Birkin fight, but we're going to be using primarily the machine gun. I'm I'm going to be making one more batch of submachine gun ammo. Okay, so there's... I don't have a ton of healing, so I'm a little concerned about that. But it should be fine, right?
Thank God. The antiviral agent. Gotta get back to Sherry.
I think... I want to say that the autosave... Yeah, the autosave's right there. Okay, so to get the most out of this defensive boost, I'm going to take it right there.
Class A breach detected. Class A until target is neutralized.
Okay, nope, that's fine. I want you to jump back. Okay, and then we get him behind. And you can hear the knife hitting like multiple times. You can see how much of its durability is already gone. Okay, that's fine. I can take another hit to... Okay, now we're gonna want to heal. Whoa, okay. Oh, that's not good. Get me out of the fire, please. So the fire doesn't hurt you, but if you're in it too long, you will die. Okay, now we're a little bit, okay, there we go. Whew. So that's actually the last part of the run that I'm really concerned about. I actually don't need this ammo anymore, so I'm going to discard it. I'm just going to keep these knives just in case, but the ivy shouldn't pose much of an issue. And yeah, the
Target has been
that should be that. I will grab just a little bit more handgun ammo just to be on the safe side, but like I said, we're pretty well done with everything except for the grenades and maybe the minigun. Oh, speaking of grenades, there should be one somewhere here.
Service lift is now operational.
Okay, no, that's 9 grenades. That's 9. Or did I say 10? I think maybe there's 10 in Leon's playthrough. Leon gets 2 during his like unique part when he's going with Ada. Right, like there's one in Kendo's gun shop, which is like the equivalent of the one on the bus for Claire. But then there's also one in the sewer chase with the alligator. Yeah, we got plenty of inventory space. There is the ability to craft one full heal with the shield bonus on the way to Birkin. Your cat ignored you since Thursday. I guess didn't want to be around you when you're sick. That's funny because we had a dog when I was growing up, and if you were sick, he wouldn't leave your side. It's interesting the difference between cats and dogs.
Sherry, can you walk faster?
Oh.
I don't want to rush you, but
All right, final stretch.
Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform.
Final stretch.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
let's get the hell out of here.
Central elevator to evacuate
You said it.
to the bottom level train platform.
And then we'll just do a new game plus Leon. We'll do a new game plus Leon B, but hardcore. Just to round things out. So, new game plus. I went through this without any, without even using the item box. So, I'm really happy with the way that she didn't like the coffee. Oh, that makes sense. But I got through this without using the item box. First time I ever did it with Claire. First time I ever really tried it with Claire. I think I tried a little bit, but I didn't get very far into the run. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this. But we'll do, like I said, I always like to do a catharsis run after like a semi-stressful challenge run. You know what? We'll grab one more knife just because we actually have room. Okay, there is going to be a blue herb here that I want to pick up. So I'm hoping that this guy doesn't start standing up right away. We're just going to go a little slow here. Alright, nope, we're good.
Sherry, run!
Okay, so yeah, we are good to go. You've never tried it? Oh, what the hell, Claire? Come on. So there's actually like I think there's an achievement for doing it, which I already have because I did it with Leon. But it's just one of those things like sometimes I mean I play this game like every day.
Hold on. Sherry,
All right, we're going to switch to our acid round. Once this guy falls, we're going to let him stand up, and then we're going to hit him with an acid.
God damn it, your timing sucks.
And then he's going to fall over. When he falls over, we're just going to do that.
Until detonation.
And that should take him out. Yeah, challenges are fun. They absolutely can be.
Nice work, Sherry.
Let's just put it this way: I would not try this on hardcore. This guy only has 1 hit point, but we'll fire a few shots into him. And then there's a red herb right here before we get to the train car.
Atta girl. Think we're almost out of here.
All right, 9 grenades. I'm gonna try to use nothing but the grenades to kill Birkin 4. But
8
um,
minutes until detonation.
but if I have to shoot him with the chain gun a little bit, then I'll do that. Like I've already shown that I can kill Birkin with just grenades, even on hardcore. So I have really nothing left to prove there. Whoop.
Okay. Alright. Did something.
Yeah, you did something alright. Alright, let's just grab this. And here we go. And actually, so when I was guiding my wife through this, and she is not a gamer, like, at all. But when I was guiding her through this, she didn't use grenades. She did use the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher functions the exact same way. In this fight, you have to pop Birkin's eyes. Uh-oh. Oh, yes, we got him. Awesome. I was worried that I was going to waste that grenade.
7 minutes until detonation.
And I think that's it. Yeah, that's he's going to start crawling now. There we go, nothing but grenades. That is it. So I think that's actually still enough time for, that might be enough time for S+. See what we got here. Yeah, we'll see you in a little bit here, Birkin. S+. 2 hours, 8 minutes, 35 seconds. I doubt that's the record that I have with Claire. We'll see though. Let's see. Story results. Okay, yeah, no. I mean that makes sense because I did do a lot of backtracking because in the hour 48 I was using the item boxes. All right. So yeah, so that was Claire. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the description of the stream so that if people come in after the fact, I won't be accused of false advertising. Just going to take another quick 2 to 3 minute break, get myself another drink. I finished my caffeinated beverage, so I'm going to get a cold beverage now. It's unfortunately going to just be like water, because I had to take something from my back earlier today, so I'm not going to drink a beer. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to just change the name of the stream just to Leon B, new MG Plus. And yeah, I'll be right back, and we'll, like I said, we'll do a little catharsis run. I might even do it on hardcore, which the Ada section could suck, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I mean I've done it on hardcore because I've got like the times there. But anyway, yeah. So I will be right back. All right, we are back. You have the Felix the cat clock. That is awesome. All right, so yeah, so we just got S plus on Claire standard, no item box. So if you go into like I think it's bonuses, yeah. If you go into records, actually pretty close. So the only ones I actually don't have are the achievements for like the Ghost Survivor stuff, and honestly, or the Last Survivor, and I honestly hate those. To be completely and totally honest, but just trying to see where what the achievement is for, or what the name of the achievement is for it. Huh. Where the hell is it? Oh, Minimalist. Yeah, so Minimalist is the Minimalist is the name of the achievement. And then Frugalist is to complete the game without using a heal item, which I didn't accomplish that in that run. But the only boss I took damage on was Birkin 3. Yeah, that's the only one I took. That's the only one I took damage on. All right, so we're gonna go with some Leon B on. I don't know if I actually want to do hardcore for this or not. I'm gonna be completely and totally honest. Yeah, so I have all of the. I have all of the I guess achievements. I have all of the records things that you can get. Except for, so there's the Grim Reaper, which is going through the hunk, the Force Survivor, and then like that Jiggly Deliciousness, the Perfect Chewiness, and Acquired Taste, and Exquisite Sweetness. Those are all the Tofu Survivors, and I think Can't Get Enough is, I think that's for getting the golden raccoon statues. I think. Wait, there's okay. Actually, hold on. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no, this actually might all just be the Tofu Survivor things. And honestly, I have no interest in playing those. I've tried them a couple of times. It's just a friggin' boss gauntlet. Leon. Nah. Let's just do standard. And that pre-render cutscene does not use the proper costume. That's better.
Claire, I hope you made it here.
So what's kind of interesting is that like the Claire A scenario is a little bit easier overall, because you tend to spend less time in certain areas. What's interesting about Leon B is, so like in Claire B, she only starts with 3 bullets. So Leon actually starts with more ammo than her. Which I always found interesting, because I always felt like, like the Leon scenarios were a little bit harder. Because traditionally in like the Resident Evil games, the older ones didn't have like traditional. I almost didn't go for the item box because of the Claire run. You know what? Let's go with the minigun for a little bit. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling some head poppins. Um, but like so with Resident Evil 1, the Jill's playthrough was technically the easier difficulty. There, that felt good. Yeah, so the Jill scenario was technically the easier one. The trade-off for Jill was that she had less health, so she had fewer hit points than.
This is not how I imagined my first.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you know what? Let's actually. So she had less health, but she still had an easier time overall because she had more inventory space and she had the lockpick, which really only worked for like 2 or 3 doors. It wasn't like this huge game-changing advantage. But yeah, but Chris did get he kind of got the creamy end of the stick on his playthrough. Because he had more health, but he doesn't even start with the gun. Like all he has is a frickin' knife. And he had to get the small keys. But it's kind of funny, like, that the Jill gets the, she gets the lockpicks, because, I kind of make a joke with my wife. She doesn't really get it, because she's not really into Resident Evil, but... Oh, hey, buddy. But she also is good at lockpicking. Oh, you know what? I should actually put this in first, and while that's raising, I'll go get the board. And I don't really need the board on New Game Plus, because I can just use the rocket launcher and just fire it down the hallways, but I want to pop some heads, because the zombies... Again, I don't know what it is about when I stream. But for whatever reason, whenever I stream, the zombies have, like, mega health. Marvin, where you at, bud? Okay, bye. So this is Crown, Fire, and then Bird. Oh yeah, yeah she can, so... And she is really good at it. There was where she was working before, so pre-pandemic. But there's no item box here, is there? No, there's not. Where she was working before. Oh shoot.
What in the?
Okay, I do want to be a little careful because I can't remember exactly where the liquor is. I think he's here, right? Yeah. Ow. I got licked. But where she was before. There was a day she was at the office and one of her coworkers who had a bit of a commute to get to work had accidentally forgotten their keys to their filing cabinet. And she was like, well, you know, like, rather than drive half an hour, like, home and back, she does watch the lockpicking lawyer, yes. And sometimes she gets me to watch the lockpicking lawyer. And that's, like, to be fair, like, he's really good, and that's where she learned a lot of the techniques, the techniques. But anyway, so she was like, look, if it's okay with, with the boss, she's like, I can absolutely get you into, where are you? You friggin' there. Be dead. You. Be dead. She's like, as long as it's okay, I can get into it. And they okayed it, right? And she was in there in a matter of seconds. And when she was recently traveling, and she bought a, what am I doing? Damn it. She bought one of those, like, TSA locks, I think they call them. So it's basically like a little padlock you put on your suitcase. And, like, Customs has the skeleton keys. Oh, hello. Yes, you were quite problematic as well. So anyway, yeah. So the Customs has or airport security. They have the skeleton key to get in. Like, you set a combination, but they'll have a key that you can use. They're like, there's a key that you can also have with it. Too. But what she was just like, these things, it's a visual deterrent more than it is like an actual, like, obstacle. So she was like, I want to show you how good these locks are. So the little, like, stabilizer tool that you put in, not even the tool that you put in to actually, like, move the pins in the lock, just the hold on. Just the little tool that you put in it just to, like, hold the lock thing open so you can put the other tool in. That's all it took, and she, like, jiggled it just, like, once or twice and it popped the lock. Okay. But yeah, I mean, she put them on there, like I said, it was carry-on, right? So it's not like she was checking her bags. I've only flown a couple of times. It was obviously never international. I've never left Canada. In fact, I live in Nova Scotia. I haven't been further west than Toronto. That's the furthest from home I've ever been. But I would never want to take anything more than carry-on. Thank you.
Better get moving.
That's children, scales, and worm. I think that's supposed to be a snake, but it looks like a worm, so I'm going to go with worm. Alright, where's Eleanor? You've been Pickering, Ontario? So I've been to Markham and Toronto. I had a layover in Ottawa. Did I actually get him? No. Okay. There we go. I had a layover in Ottawa, but it was like for 3 hours, so I wasn't able to really go anywhere. And I've been to Montreal a couple of times. Okay, so no liquor this time around. Ugh. That's where your daughter's husband's from? Oh, okay. So he's a Canadien. So this is goat, harp, and other bird. Oh, he's up. Oh no, whatever you do, Mr. X, please don't hurt me. Oh no. Bye. And that's the only door that Leon needs to unlock, so that key is going away. Whoops, come on now. Looking at the chat and not paying attention to what I'm doing. You drew up there? Okay, yep. I mean, Ontario's alright. It's just Toronto I don't like. But I don't like cities, which is, like, I do live in the capital city of our province, but it's kind of like a two-part thing. So we have, like, Halifax, and then there's Dartmouth. Dartmouth is part of the Halifax Regional Municipality, so it is technically like part of the city, but it's built like, and it's more like a large town. Whereas, like, once you cross the bridge going across the harbor to the Halifax side, it's a bloody nightmare to try to get anywhere. Like, there's no parking, the streets are all just a confusing mess, and we hate it. We absolutely despise it. Oh, I got a shipping notification from Free League. Oh, it doesn't say what's in there. So they did... Let's just,
Gotta take it down. Somebody's...
I was hoping it was actually going to say what was in the package, because they normally do. Okay, so I want to see. So they reached out to me to see if I wanted to review the Blade Runner RPG. And come on, B button, work. What is going on here? There we go. Yes, they asked if I was interested in the Blade Runner role playing game, And it's funny, I still have never actually watched the original Blade Runner movie. I've only seen the new one, and that one was kind of eh. I know the first one's really good. I also know there's like a million friggin' different versions of it. I'll actually have to see if it's on. Why is the B button not working? What is there? It's so the controls in this game are interesting when they work. Like they're fine when they work, but man, they can be really rough sometimes. Just watched both the other day. I mean, I didn't hate the second one. I just didn't like it. It's on Tubi. I wonder if it's on. So we just got Disney Plus actually. Thought I'd try that out because the wife and I have been watching a lot of the Simpsons episodes, and we've been buying each individual season on the also like to watch, like Family Guy. I would love to watch things like Futurama and some other stuff like that again. So took the plunge and picked that up. So we got a few. We got a few subscription services, going now, like Netflix. She has Crunchyroll, Amazon Prime. We have Netflix and Sportsnet. Oh, this is my favorite cutscene.
Hey, I don't believe it. A real human. Hello, human. You've been here long?
Yeah, I'm a human. All humans are made out of rectangles. But anyway, I've actually been really enjoying Disney Plus, and I'm not the biggest. So what I don't plan on watching is like the Marvel or the Star Wars stuff. That's not really my thing. But there's a lot of classic stuff on there. They have like friggin' gargoyles. They gave Harrison Ford like no lines. Yeah, he was in the movie for. Well, he was in. I guess he was sort of in like the final third of the movie. But yeah, he did not do much in that one. I actually meant to pick up a knife because I like to knife one of the dogs, but you know what? Screw it. I'm going back for it. I'm going back for a knife. You have Disney, watch all the old classics. So, yeah, I mean, it's got some good stuff on there just because Disney friggin' owns everything. But I finally got to watch Prey. Because I was hoping that they would release it on like DVD or Blu-ray, or that it would be something you could buy in the Microsoft Store. But it's just never shown up there, like, at all. And I don't think they actually have any plans on releasing it physically unless they do, like, a compilation set again, which they might. But anyway, I finally got to watch Prey. And it was friggin' awesome. Predator 1 and Predator 2 are still better. Like I would go Predator 1, Predator 2, and then Prey in terms of like my ranking of them. And then like Predators. And then that's it. Okay. You pay for Netflix, they pay for Disney. So so we between the two of us we pay for all the different services, but you can be logged into multiple devices, right? So I give my wife's parents the ability, like they have an account for Disney Plus, and for the Sportsnet. Because none of us have cable, and we're both big. Whoops, nope, that's not what I wanted. And we're both into we're both into hockey, He likes watching baseball as well. He's originally from Salem, Massachusetts, so he likes like the Red Sox and the Bruins and that stuff. And here, the only games you can like stream for free is CBC, and all they play are friggin' Maple Leafs games. Which neither of us are Leafs fans. So we got that, but Sportsnet in Canada also has the WWE Network. So I get to watch, so the Sportsnet, regular Sportsnet channels, they run Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. I actually watched Raw right before streaming, that's why I was a few minutes late. Because because Raw went a few minutes over, which is normal. Okay, you know what? I think I'm at the point where I'm done with the machine gun, and we're just gonna rocket our way to success here. Well, you know what? Why choose when you can have both? So yeah, channel. So there's like Sportsnet Now, and there's Now. Oh, come on. So with the Plus, you get like the WWE Network. You get a bunch of like the NHL. You get to stream like a bunch of NHL games and all that good stuff. I don't know why I went this way. This was the long way. But because we have the premium package, we'll also get the like WWE. It's not the full network, which is really annoying because in Canada it's just stupid the way that they do it. But they do have like a back catalog. You know, I'm actually gonna heal. So they do have like a back catalog of. Oh shoot. Oh god damn it. I'm on autopilot here. Did I see? Oh yeah, that was the Survivor Series. They played that. There must have been like some sort of contractual thing with the way that went down, because they played a lot of. They played that a lot during Survivor Series and like the weeks, and even like a week or two afterwards. It was good. Hold on, I think there's a liquor. Yeah. That was actually a really good pay-per-view, too. Or premium live event. I guess they're not technically called pay-per-views anymore. I'm also pretty sure I'm missing a board somewhere. Oh well. Not a big deal. But anyway, so I get like the pay-per-views, and they do have like, if they show like classic pay-per-views, once they've aired, then like they just sort of they keep it as like on demand. So I can go back and watch a few of like the early to mid '90s like SummerSlams, a couple of the Survivor Series, stuff like that. So I do get to see some classic stuff. I would prefer if they just had like the full. Oh, there's a board there. I would prefer if they just had like the full catalog. But it's still fine for what it is. Oh, yes, we saw it on YouTube, and oh yeah, no, it was it was a good show. WWE's gotten a lot better in the last few months. In fact, like the 3-hour Raws do not feel like a 3-hour show. Yeah, some streaming channels are kind of, yeah, it's just... Again, like, I think there's a different version of the WWE Network you can get through, like, a cable provider in Canada. But like honestly, screw that. Because to get basic cable, just basic cable, to the point where you'd be able to order like the extra like WWE Network package on top of it. Just basic cable is I think it's around like $80 a month. And then the WWE Network with $14 a month. So that'd be like 90, it's almost $100 a month. To watch, to be able to watch, you know, this stuff. And again, I don't even think you have like the full Netflix style streaming service access that you do in the States. So in the States, if you subscribe to it, they have like every episode of Monday Night Raw, every episode of SmackDown, every episode of WCW Nitro, all the pay-per-views. They have like the whole thing that you can access. But if you are, but in Canada you can't. Jesus! Okay, that that has never happened to me before. Where the hell did that guy come from? Yeah, where'd he come from? Like, the windows are boarded up. That one wasn't, but it wasn't broke. Anyway, we're good. He got me. I got my jump scare in. I got to look super cool and manly on stream by freaking out a little bit, but thank you, kind sir. He was a frizz. I just want to know. I've played Leon B, New Game Plus, a whole bunch, and I had never seen that zombie right there, especially with the windows boarded up. So anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, anyway, so getting back to the Free League Press thing. So I'm actually really looking forward to checking out the Blade Runner RPG. The reason I want to check it out because I think it's just the starter set. But we'll see because we didn't discuss specifics. But it'll give me an excuse to watch the movie, which again I'm totally fine with. And another reason that I kind of like, I'm really looking forward to having that, is because there is the theorem that the Blade Runner universe and the Alien universe are one and the same. Yeah, the original one. I've heard nothing but good things about the original one.
Write a report on this.
And the whole like is Deckard a replicant argument. I mean, I know there's not a lot that's going to surprise me about the movie, but I'm not the kind of person that like if I know spoilers, it'll ruin my experience. Like I'll still be fine. Okay, so he can't come through that door because that door's locked. He can go outside, though. So there is a chance I can meet him here. But I normally don't. We're in the clear. Wait, can Mr. X come down this hallway? Huh. I don't know Mr. X, like all of Mr. X's cutoff points. I have no healing items on me either, but we're just gonna try to run. I'm probably gonna get tagged once here. We'll just serpentine. Yep, there we go. And as you can see, they did implement the original RE2 concept into the classic Leon skin, where he shows wounds. Because that was... I know I've said this before, but that was the original plan for Resident Evil 2. Like, when it was, like, in the 1.5 stages. Instead of having, like, the readout of, like, fine, caution, and danger. Okay, I need to, there we go. Yeah, they weren't going to use, like, the fine, caution, or danger things on the inventory screen. They were going to use just wounds that the characters would show. And I believe that they also had the characters start to, like, hold their sides and stuff when they were in... I think it was when they were in danger. Okay, just make sure there's nobody there, nobody there. Oh, come on. These iframes are a little suspect. Yes, Outland. That actually... yeah, there was... I saw something about that, too. It absolutely is completely plausible for that to exist in the Alien universe. I actually gotta check some things out, because... The Alien RPG is based off of the official canon document. So when Disney took over Marvel, or not Marvel, when Disney took over, like, 20th Century Fox Productions, one of the things that they wanted to do with the Alien series was to establish the actual in-universe canon.
What exactly are you looking for?
More info on the people responsible.
And so they created a document which would have, like, so these things were official canon, these things were not. And basically, like, the comic series and a lot of the novels and everything after Alien 3, chronologically, is not part of, like, the actual canon series of events. So, Resurrection hasn't happened.
What a mess.
Prometheus and Covenant have, because they chronologically take place before Alien, before, like, the original Alien movie.
Pharmaceutical companies secretly making bioweapons.
But I gotta be honest, they don't really reference them a whole lot.
People into indestructible
Like, they'll reference, like, that the ship Prometheus went missing, and, like, the Covenant ship. I think they make reference to it.
And that's why I'm looking for a net.
But they really don't, like, adhere to the whole, like, David created
Based on what you've said,
the xenomorphs, which is stupid.
Gee, thanks. Can't imagine a
So actually, I do own a digital copy of it on the Xbox because it was part of like the 6-movie collection that I got a few months ago for like $14. But Prometheus and Covenant, like all the Alien Predator movies, are of course on Disney Plus. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try watching Prometheus. I haven't watched it since it was in theaters. I saw it in theaters, and that was the only time I actually watched the whole movie. And I kind of regretted it, even then. But it's like, you know what? Maybe it's not that bad. Right? Maybe I'm just, again, it's been a number of years now. It's been like a decade. Maybe I'm just, taking something that I just didn't overly like and transposing like just too much like negativity onto it. So I started to watch it.
Holy shit!
And then when it's like, it's only a few minutes in, when they discover like the cave painting, and it has like, the stick figure pointing at like the constellation thing, and it's like, it going from a cave painting, that sure, like it's a constellation that's been referenced in a few other places, which is, whatever, right?
Chew on that. You overgrown
But
son of a bitch.
the notion that just because they see this appearing over and over and over again, that it's not only an invitation to go to that planet, but it's also directly connected to the creation of mankind.
Leon, up here.
Like, that's a pretty big friggin' intuitive leap,
Just
right?
get up here.
And again, I'm a little bit
Say I didn't warn you.
over the,
The
like,
virus
really
turns people
heavy-handed,
into monsters.
like, religious philosophy nonsense that, Prometheus and Covenant just shoved down your throat. So once I got to the point where it's like, it's a message, we have to go there. It's like, yeah, I think I'm tapping out. And, that's where I stopped watching. I might try to get back into it again, but it's just not good.
Umbrella sells monsters like that to who? Our military?
Oh, I don't want to hear this, so we're gonna blow up the dialogue. Yeah, the company they never mentioned is Weyland-Yutani. Yeah, and that's fair. Like, I don't actually think you hear the name Weyland-Yutani said out loud until Christ. I think it might actually be Resurrection.
You can run, Annette, but you can't hide.
Like, you see like the Weyland-Yutani name in like Alien and Alien 3 and Aliens, but I don't think they ever actually. Whoop, come on now. But I don't think they ever actually say Weyland-Yutani out loud in any of those movies.
Candy from a baby.
It's just always referred to as the company. Alright, I want to shoot this guy's leg out. Of course you're gonna have a million friggin' hits. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Now, I actually never... I don't know if I mentioned this the last time I streamed this game or not, but I never knew there was this area. I never came back to this area before, so I didn't know they had, like, a friggin' flash grenade. So, like, that would have been handy. So she's stunned. He's stunned, then we're good. There was the third Predator that took place in Colorado. Yeah, that was the Alien vs. Predator movie. So that was Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Those are not considered to be canon in the official Alien timeline now.
Got you now.
But yeah, because like you had Peter Whalen.
Good at running in it.
I think it was Peter Whalen. Anyway, you had Lance Hendrickson playing a Bishop character, or playing Wayland, who created like the Bishop androids, or he modeled them after himself. Come on. So you had Wayland in the first movie, then you had Yutani in the second movie. Say cheese. Now, it's kind of weird, like, I'm definitely in the minority. I don't necessarily hate Requiem. I honestly prefer Requiem over the original AVP movie. Although, calling it Requiem just so you could put a big red letter R in the AVP title was a little on the nose. But, like, when you got to the actual stuff with the aliens and the Predator, it wasn't bad. And, like, everybody says that, oh, the movie's so dark you can't see anything. I've never had that issue. So, like, yeah, it's dark, but I was never, like, unaware of what was going on, or not able to see what was going on. So I never fully got that argument. But I will say, the teenage drama stuff, like, none of the human characters are particularly likable. And the whole, like, you know, like, Ripley wannabe character, I had nothing against her, but her going from, like, running away from everything to suddenly being, like, the most important character. Or when there's, like, you know, we have to protect, I think it was Kelly, right? It's like, we have to protect Kelly. It was like, who the hell is Kelly? Because they never mentioned the woman's name at all. And, like, they alluded to the fact that her and Dallas knew each other. Because when, like, Dallas was in the diner, the guy that got out of jail, there was, like, awkward looks between them. It's like, okay, they must have a history. There must be something going on that might play a role later on in the movie, but no, it doesn't. So it's like, well, what the hell was all the point of that? And then, like, Dallas having been in jail, you think, okay, well, maybe this will have some sort of impact on the story, and it just didn't.
That's a pleasant smell.
Right? Like, so the original Predator and Predator 2 both did this thing. Just gotta take a drink. They both did this thing where the movies were originally, like, a different genre. Right, like, so the first Predator just felt like another Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie. Right, like, you know, with him in a team of elite commandos. Whoops. You know, going into the Central American jungle, you know, kicking ass and doing all that stuff, right? It was like a high testosterone action movie, right up until the Predator starts taking everybody out. And then it becomes this, you know, suspense sci-fi horror situation, and that was really cool. Like, it was a really cool, like, one thing that I've always said that makes horror effective, whether it's a movie or even, like, you know, when I'm running like a horror RPG like Alien or Call of Cthulhu, just a drastic shift in tone can really help reinforce like the seriousness of the horror, right? And with Predator 2, it was kind of like, you know, Lethal Weapon with Danny Glover's Mike Harrigan character. So again, you had sort of this like buddy cop drama that the Predator got thrown into. So the idea of Requiem feeling like it's a completely different like movie in the beginning, and then you throw the Alien and Predator in, it's not a bad idea. Like, it's something that has been done before, but man, like, they did not do it right at all. At all. It was awful. Like I said, the whole like human characters, their interactions with each other, you could cut out every single one of those scenes from the movie, and it wouldn't change. Like, do you like, again, like the main character having been in jail, like that means nothing at all, and we never even know what he went to jail for. Like, what was it? You know, there's so much stuff that they could have done. Like, did he go to jail for assault because somebody was abusing his brother and he, you know, kicked the crap out of them and, you know, got arrested for it? Like, was that what happened? Because he said he would do it again, right? Like, what was it? What was it that he went to jail for? And, like, the brother trying to score with the girl, like, again, that did nothing throughout the entire movie. Although the scene where she gets killed was pretty epic, I will say. Anyway, but I mean, so it's funny, like, so I complain all about that, but I still don't hate Requiem. I consider the AVP, and I don't really hate the first Alien vs. Predator either. I just don't think it's like, neither movie's good. We'll put it that way. Neither movie was good, but they're both watchable in their own rights. The first one was a little bit too like bubblegum, in my opinion, though. And the fast-acting facehuggers in the AVP movies were a little bit much, too. But I still watch them. Like, I'll still watch the movies. No, actually, yeah, I can still throw away the handle if I go this way. But Alien Resurrection is a movie I can't watch. So Resurrection and Prometheus are both kind of in that same category. They're just movies that I can't. I've tried to watch Resurrection so many times, and it's really hard to get past the fact that their idea of how cloning works is utterly stupid. You just felt they introduced Wayland too. Yeah, well, again, like, so they introduced Wayland, and, you know, whatever, that's fine. He's, like, leading the expedition. But, again, the whole, like, him being sick, it didn't really do anything for the movie. But, again, like, just the newest batch of, like, Alien movies in particular, the decisions that the characters make are so mind-numbingly stupid, it's hard to believe that they have actually survived as long as they have as functioning adults. Right? Like, so Lex in the first AVP movie, when they get to this, you know, ancient pyramid that was, you know, magically had a perfectly angled tunnel drilled down to, clearly from space, because you could see the angle of the shaft that the Predator ship, you know, fired into the Earth. And they even showed the characters looking up at nearby buildings to see that they were partially obliterated by the same thing, right? So, like, something clearly unusual is happening there. And when Lex is pissed that characters brought weapons, it's like, come on. Like, I don't like guns either. But you know what? If I'm going into a strange location with an unusual heat source and something excavated the site... Whoops. I'm not used to talking like this. You know what? Maybe just let some guys... let the security guards that you brought with you, knowing their fucking security, maybe just let them have their guns. You know? Like, maybe just let them do that. You'll make those comments, and your wife will say that, well, there won't be a movie. Yeah, that's I don't know if you've watched. It was on the Screen Rant channel on YouTube, but they have it was a show called Pitch Meeting on YouTube. They have their own channel now. The guy who does them he's friggin' hilarious. Yeah, I think he's a comedic genius. But like he'll point out these like really dumb like plot holes or logic holes in the movie, and it's always like, you know, the scriptwriter pitching it to a network executive, right? And if the network executive like questions why something stupid happens, it's like, well, why would they do that? The answer is almost always, well, so the movie can happen. He's like, okay, fair enough. I'm not doing it justice, but if you haven't seen Pitch Meetings videos before on YouTube, I highly recommend them. We all shout at the stupid people. Yeah, I mean, again, and that's why I find Covenant and Prometheus so hard to watch. Like, Alien Resurrection is hard to watch for its own reasons. But the one thing that I will say is that for some part, the characters at least don't make the most dim-witted decisions of all time. And so, like, I was thinking about Covenant specifically. Oh yeah, I actually did get rid of that thing. I was thinking about Covenant specifically. And, like, the whole thing that's bad about it is it's a colonial ship, right? It's got hundreds of colonists in hypersleep, cryosleep, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, almost there, Ada.
Right? And you've got a handful of characters that pick up, like, the signal of Shaw singing Take Me Home, Country Road, or whatever the name of the song, the John Denver song. And it's like, oh, it's coming from a nearby planet that's actually much better suited. Oh, shoot. Okay. That's actually much better suited to be a colony than the planet that we painstakingly surveyed and were originally set to go to. Now, the fact that they still went to that planet with all those colonists and endangering them was stupid, right? Utterly stupid, and once again, like, really hard to justify and, like, understand. But it's not like there wasn't a reason that they could have used that would have required them to go to that planet. Because they already had, in the original Alien, it was established that if you picked up a distress signal, you were bound by corporate policy to investigate it. Oh, that was BS. Anyway. So all they had to do in Covenant to have the characters go down to that planet would be to say, alright, well, you know, to have a character object to going down there and saying, like, this is a bad idea. And the response being, well, you know, we are required by, you know, Weyland, by, you know, company policy, we have to go there, right? You know, we are contractually obligated to investigate any distress signal that we pick up. That's all they had to do. That's all they had to do. But instead, it's just like, nope, we're just going to go there because. Right? And they could have even said, like, hey, you know, we don't have any environmental gear because we weren't planning on going to an unknown planet. Right? Like, the planet they were going to colonize was already completely surveyed, known to be free of any, like, microbes or anything like that, so there was no chance of there being, like, these airborne contaminants that they'd have to worry about. So that could be a reason why they wouldn't have brought, you know, protective, like, you know, environmental suits, stuff like that. But again, but they don't say anything. Like, and again, all they do is say something like that. And it would have been like, alright, well, it's still kind of dumb, but I can at least see, like, Weyland-Yutani not wanting to spend the extra $5.
This tram is bound for Nest.
Right?
Do not exit until
Or even better yet, have them wear the protective suits with a breathing apparatus, and then just have something happen that, you know, rips open a hole in their suit. Right? That allows the pathogen to make its way in. Like, there were so many little things that they could have done that would have still gotten the characters in the same predicaments.
are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open.
And would have had them looking less frickin' unqualified morons.
Your business.
Anyway. I'm starting to lose my voice here, so I apologize if I'm sounding a little weird.
Our menu is designed for your nutritional needs using our latest biological research. Please enjoy
But,
our tasty
yeah, I mean, like I said, you compare you compare the decisions made in Alien Covenant to the decisions made in the original Alien. Because what you had in the original Alien is Ripley was trying to follow protocol to the letter. Right? Like, she's like, yeah, we're not letting you on board because you may be contaminated. And corporate, you know, company policy is very strict on their quarantine protocols. Right? But then you had Ash, who was secretly an android, working to subvert everybody else to try to ensure that they get a sample of the xenomorph.
Your presence is urgently requested.
Right, so what you had, like, at first sounded like a dumb idea by the science officer to break quarantine was actually incredibly, I'm not going to say smart, but it was totally in character because he was trying to undermine everything to obtain a sample. Yeah, no, you're right. The singing was not a distress signal. Again, all they had to do was just have it be a goddamn distress signal. You know, it didn't need to be a friggin' John Denver song, you know, in the future. Ash was BS. I don't know. I actually like the Ash character. I thought it was really cool. I mean, yeah, he was absolutely an asshole, right? Like we're not going to deny that at all. But yeah, there's just again so many small things about Covenant, and again like the whole like the substitute captain. Like feeling like he has to prove himself because he believes in God. It's like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, people don't question you because you believe in God. People question you because you're a friggin' idiot and you do stupid things. Like when you saw David trying to communicate with the Neomorph and his pained reaction when you killed it, and then immediately when David's like, oh, well, okay, well, that's fine, whatever. Hey, do you want to take a look at this really weird pulsating egg for me? like, he shouldn't have done that. You know, what should have happened, again, was for David to grab... Okay, I actually need to get the solutions here. What needed to happen was simply for David to turn around, grab the captain, and force him down into that room and stick his face in front of one of those eggs. or not have David react like to the Neomorph being killed so strongly, because he already had a superior creature that he had created, which again, don't even get me started on that. The fact that the android made the xenomorphs is just something that I utterly hate in that movie series. But again, all they had to do was just, like, I don't know. One of these days, I might consider... like, trying to do, like, some videos trying to fix some of these movies. Oh, yeah. No, what Ash, yeah. But, yeah, and so in the Alien role-playing game that we did, the Chariot of the Gods adventure, all the decisions that you guys made were actually pretty smart. Which actually made things a little bit difficult for me to try to get the group to where they needed to be for certain plot points to happen. But yeah, no, all the decisions that you guys made were logical. And you know what? Even though you made all those, like, perfectly reasonable, logical decisions, all the events of the adventure still happened. Okay, I gotta remember I'm playing the B scenario.
Manual mode engaged. Adjust amount of solution to match cartridge capacity.
So again, it's just mind-boggling, like, and I think there's talks once again that Ridley Scott might still get to finish the trilogy. You left the pistol on the ship because you felt it would be too meta? Eh. I mean, one thing that I think overall that was the right call, because one of the things that the scenario does do is it does give you a little bit too much equipment deal with things. Alright, we're going to try this dodge again, see if it works. Leon's hitbox might be a little bit bigger, so I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to see. Okay. Alright, I have a new, pretty reliable dodge I can use. That's awesome. But yeah, I really do want to do a video talking about that scenario. I tried recording one and I just found it was like... It was really difficult to talk about the events that took place in the story without, like, getting into the personal agendas, like, really early. Oh my god, you know what? I didn't need to come up here. It's funny, I just recently, like I said, it's like, oh, I gotta remember I'm playing the B scenario. And I just autopiloted to the A stuff. But yeah, I really do want to talk about that because, as I said, I think in the last gift guide one that I did that had the alien stuff in it, I've had some really great times running games for you guys over the course of the last couple of years. Like, absolutely a blast. Is that both of them? Yes, sirree, Bob. Oh, when, yeah, the reveal of the synthetic. And, shoot. And I gotta say, like, I don't... So like I said, I've had just a ton of fun running games for you guys. Like, the current group that we have is by far the best gaming group that I've ever had the pleasure of running games for. And that includes... Like, that includes the 3.5, the 5th edition game, the Alien game. Like, I've been really lucky with groups over the last, couple of years. Like, absolutely. But that Alien game, particularly the final session of that Alien game, was the most fun I've ever had as a game master.
Who left the freezer open?
In 20 plus years of running games. That was the most, like, fun I've had as a game master. And the best part was, I didn't have to do much. Pretty much all of what happened there was you guys. I was just there. Like I said, you couldn't ask for a better experience, but like I genuinely believe that the Alien role-playing game is top 3 favorite role-playing games of all time for sure. And I'm not including, like, separate editions of like, so like D&D is just one entry on that list, right? But yeah, it's absolutely in my top 3 all-time favorite role-playing games. I think it's a brilliant system. They've done a far better job with the source material. Oh yeah, fuck. Whoops. I forgot Mr. X was here. Just disregard that profanity. But yeah, I remember, like, when I did the review video, and this is, I think, I mentioned that in the other video too, so I probably shouldn't beat the dead horse too much. But I really don't understand the idea that if a system is better suited to short-term play or one-shots or stuff like that, that it somehow makes it a bad system. I don't get that argument. Like, I just really don't.
Hopefully the G sample's up here.
And I can tell you, like, if every system was one that I felt that I had to run, like, long-term, I would never even pick up stuff like Alien or Dragon Age or Call of Cthulhu. Because just not everything needs to be... Not everything needs to be a, you know, years-long commitment. Right? Sometimes you need just something you can do in between. And stuff like the Alien RPG is perfect for that. But the one thing I'll say, so yeah, trying to get back to the
Now back to Ada.
the finale of the Chariot of the Gods. I don't think that could have worked as well as it did if it wasn't online, right? Like if we were sitting all at the same table and players were passing notes. I don't think there would have been so many, like, oh crap moments. But I think the fact that, like, it was all private messages, and I'm sure you guys knew that I was responding to messages, you know, quite a bit during that session, but, you know, you could still kind of mask it a little bit, especially because you guys were role-playing amongst yourselves a lot. But yeah, like I said, if we were all at the same table, I don't know if it would have worked as well. But you weren't aware? You had to have been aware a little bit. I mean, you you were messaging me. You had to assume that other players were too, right? Anyway, we have absolutely nothing to worry about for the rest of the scenario.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level.
Since we can literally one-shot Mr. X. Which I probably will.
Until detonation.
I do want to start learning. There's a method you can use. So they're like similar to the Birkin fight, the Birkin 2 fight. There are things that you can do. We'll take this just because. There are certain things that you can do to manipulate Mr. X's attack patterns. Whoops. You all got quiet keyboards. Yeah, that's true. You knew. Yeah, you knew that that Wilson was up to something, which is fair. He was the Weyland-Yutani representative, so.
Is this a fucking joke?
But yeah, that's true. If any of you had like a mechanical keyboard like my wife, you all would have known. Especially if you type the way that she does. Sometimes I swear that, you know, it must be like her keyboard owes her money or something. You know what, let's actually try this fight a little bit. Ugh. So it basically involves you staying on his regular arm side. And he alternates between one swipe and two.
Detonation.
But you gotta like stay like right close. That was just bad. Oh, son of a gun. Alright, well. I could have just done the beginning of the fight, too. Anyway, I want to get better at that. So you just basically stick on, like, the side with his normal arm. And you basically, like, dance around him. And, but you gotta use, like, the grenades.
Item level. 6 minutes until detonation.
So that is something that I do want to practice a little bit. Get better at. Maybe 32-bit dancing is harder? No, I don't think that's the character model has the same hitbox. Although he is much more angular, so maybe he's sliding off at weird angles, but no, it's just the way that I just need to get used to the way that Mr. X moves. Getting the pattern down.
Come on! Want some more? Christ! Just die already!
Yeah, listen to Leon's trash talking. And that should be game. What? Okay, there we go. That took a lot of hits. Oh yeah, so there we go. So we got a Claire run-in, S+ rank, no item box. So I can say that I've done that. I'll have video proof, and I will never do it again. I shouldn't say I'll never do it again, but I probably won't do it again for a while. Leon. And original RE2 Easter egg. But yeah, I mean, I could have absolutely just ended the fight with Mr. X with a single rocket. I didn't need to do that, but like I said, it'll be something to kind of work on. Eventually, I want to try a knife-only run. But that would be unassisted. I'm not trying that on standard or hardcore.
Last night?
Yeah. That would have been one hell of a first date, though.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Look,
That's
you
right.
might be able to give us a ride.
Leon, it's your job to continue the Redfield bloodline.
What if it's not just the city?
Because Chris is absolutely, like, exiled to the friend zone with Jill. Yeah. It's, Battlefront 2. Is that like obviously that's like the newer one, isn't it? Like the newer Battlefront 2?
He was friendly.
Look, big guns are awesome. In video games.
So, is it over?
I don't know. But if it's not, we'll stop it. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you damn right we will.
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine. Come on.
And these two will never be in another video game together at the same time again.
We can get a puppy
So clearly they didn't stick together.
and a parrot. I always wanted pets.
So fun fact, actually, in an early version of Resident Evil 4, instead of rescuing the president's daughter, it was actually supposed to be Sherry. But there we go. That is Resident Evil 2 again. One of my favorite games, I'm not going to lie. I really do enjoy playing it, so I know you guys are probably getting sick of me streaming it, but, you know, it's my stream. I'm going to do what I want. Yeah, so the next stream is actually going to be on Wednesday night, so the 14th. Because on December 14th, the next-gen update for The Witcher 3 comes out. So I'm going to be doing a stream playing that for the night to see how that goes. And what I'll probably end up doing is put the Resident Evil games aside for a little bit. I keep saying that, but I love them so much that I always come back to them. But I want to get back into Mass Effect. And what I'll probably end up doing is Mass Effect on Mondays and Witcher on Wednesdays. Which actually kind of makes sense because it's a little bit of alliteration, like Mass Effect Monday and Witcher Wednesday. So that's me pretending I'm more clever than I actually am. But yeah, so and that should be a free update as well. My understanding is that it's free. If it's not free, then I'm going to be doing Mass Effect. Because I don't really feel like paying for an update for just a graphical update, but I'm pretty sure it's free. So I'll be doing that, and I will be uploading this to YouTube. So if you're watching this on there, I do appreciate it. I don't know if you probably didn't stick around for the Leon thing, but that's fine. I totally get it. But anyway, I just want to thank you all for hanging out, Sword Talon. As always, my friend, I appreciate it. I know you're still not 100% yet, so it really does mean a lot to me that you've stuck around. And I hope you continue to feel better. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you on Sunday for some 5th edition Rime of the Frost Maiden, or at least a modified version of that campaign. But for everybody else, if you're watching this video on demand, or if you were, lurking and just weren't part of the chat, I still appreciate you spending time. Anybody that spends even a minute watching something that I'm doing, it really means a lot to me, because there's so many better things you could be doing with your time than wasting them on me. So the fact that you actually, anybody takes even a moment, it really does mean a lot. But anyway, that is it for tonight. It is 4 in the morning where I am, so I am going to go to bed. But yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Until then, take care.